What's up, everybody? Marcos Vegas here with the now, once again, super middleweight champion of the world, David Benavidez. I know that must sound good to get the belt that you never lost in a tough, entertaining fight with Anthony Dirrell at the Staples Center. How have you been since the fight, and did you get a chance to look back and see the way you fought?
It's been a great fight, you know what I mean? I'm very pleased with the performance I put on. I knew it wasn't going to be easy going in there, you know, especially Anthony Dirrell. He was making it a little bit hard for me to get to him. But I know if I kept putting that pressure on, kept putting that jab in his face, I was eventually going to get to him. And all I needed was an opportunity just to hurt him, and I knew I was going to take it from there. You know, I see a lot of comments. A lot of people are saying it's because the fight got stopped because of his cut, but if you could see in the last 2 rounds, I was just dominating him. I think I was just overpowering him, and it just happened that his, you know, so much blood was coming out of his eye that he just couldn't see nothing. The accumulations of punches, you know, was just getting to him. But it's probably one of the best performances I've put in my career so far. You know, I mean, just going in there and taking it from the champion, it just felt very good, and I'm very pleased with my performance.
You read the comments on like Instagram and like YouTube and all that?
Definitely, you know, I feel like sometimes you need some criticism. You know, there's always what is it called? Constructive criticism. You know, it's always good. You know, at the end of the day, I fight for the fans, and whatever they want to see or whatever they want me to work on, you know, I'm always gonna take a look at it. You know, unless it's just somebody just saying some totally negative stuff. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, I'm just very happy and pleased with the performance I put on, and I'm very happy.
Because sometimes there's some crazy stuff out there, like in the comments section, and
you got to look in the lines where there's some people that are making sense, and there's just some people that are just hating and they're saying things that don't make sense. At the end of the day, I know that I'm not. You know, I still have a long way to go, and I'm still a student of the game, basically. You know what I mean? I'm always learning every day.
That's interesting to see, because a lot of people just completely avoid like reading any of that stuff to just kind of avoid like the back and forth and all that.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes I feel like sometimes when I get bored, I mean, I just look through the comments, and you know, a lot of them is entertaining because 90% of it is bullshit. You know, there's the 10% that, you know, some people do know what they're talking about. You know, and I just feel like for the fans, you know, they just want to be heard, and they want to see that, you know, what they're saying, that I am seeing. And if you guys really do want to know, I am seeing everything you're saying. So
so watch out, because they'll remember your ad handle and call you out for your BS.
I'll find the Instagram and I'll find you.
You know, when you look at how the fight was playing out, he did make you think in there. And like you said, it was a hard fight. Was there something that surprised you about how the fight turned out, or was it everything that you were expecting it would be?
What did surprise me is that he didn't really hit too hard. I thought he was going to have more power than he did, and he didn't really have too much power at all. I was just surprised that he didn't really want to make it a fight. He was always looking to go around. He wasn't really running, but he was just boxing. He wasn't staying in there. He didn't want to stay in there and bang with me. You know what I mean? But I mean, everything he did, I prepared for, so I was really kind of ready for it. It's just that I didn't really feel too much power, and it's crazy. I haven't really felt too much power from anybody I fought, you know, since the whole. We'll have 22 fights. I haven't felt any really real power in the whole 22 fights I've had, you know, from the fighters I fought. So you know.
You guys are big guys too.
Yeah, and especially with those 10-ounce gloves, man, it makes a huge difference. You know, I'm not in there, you know, putting my chin on the line to get hit either, but I just really don't feel no power from anybody.
Are you comparing it to like the Golovkin like power? Like, is that like the standard? Because I remember you told me once, like, you're like, damn, like this dude like hits freaking hard. Like, it might be skewed, right? Because like he's not a normal puncher.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just different too. I think what kind of keeps me from feeling the punches is the adrenaline too. Yeah. You know, the adrenaline is just so high, but I just haven't felt the power, you know, power from a fighter like that. That's just like unbearable power. You know what I mean? Well, it's not unbearable because even you find ways to, you know, make
it makes you think like, oh fuck, like okay, I need to be careful now. I can't take too many of these.
Basically, you know, there's fighters that hit really hard like that. They could either actually make you better in the fight, you know what I mean? Because you're just smart in the way you execute your things, and you know you're more aware of stuff. You're not
hyper focused, like
basically, yeah.
Like, so they don't catch you with anything. It's not being scared, but like like, hey, I can't slip up because one thing can lead to another.
You're more on point with everything, you know what I mean? But I mean, hats off to Anthony Dirrell for giving me the opportunity, because he didn't have to fight me, you know what I mean? But hats off for giving me the opportunity, and I feel like now I'm gonna fight the one guy, Ildrim.
Yeah.
You know, he just tested positive for steroids, but they made the fight already. But I think he was probably hurt for something. They took that. But you know, I'm looking forward to fight that guy because I've been wanting to fight him for like 2 years already, and I'm excited because he's a brawler. You know, he's not gonna box. You know what I mean? And I feel like his style is very a lot like Porky Medina's style. So you know, when I get fighters like that, I shine. You know, so I'm very excited for my next fight.
With what happened, you still want to fight someone that tested like that?
I mean, the thing about, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm the champion, so I got the vat on my side. So we're just gonna, you know what I mean? He's gonna have to get tested, obviously, more than usual. But I mean, if he's a mandatory and they're making him the mandatory, I mean, that's a fight I've been wanting for a long time, you know. So even if he was on steroids, I'm not scared of him. You know, I'll beat him. Even if he's on steroids, I don't think he's on steroids, but even if he is, I'll beat him anyways.
A lot of people would say, like, you know what, he's using, like, on principle, like, no, I don't want to do anything with this guy, like, whatsoever.
I mean, we'll see what's gonna happen. Obviously, there's protocols. You know, we could definitely test him, but we'll just see what happens, you know.
You're just like, you feel you're so much better, even if he's on the juice. You still.
I mean, I've been wanting to fight that guy for a while now. We go back and forth on Instagram a lot. You know, it was kind of funny. I seen him the other day. Cause I know he would talk a lot of shit, saying this and that. But I seen him like a day before the fight. No, I seen him the night before the fight. We were having dinner, and you know, we're kind of dogging each other, this and that. I had went to the bathroom.
This was in LA.
Yeah, the day before the fight. So we're dogging each other. You know, I'm already in my mindset, you know, like, say, oh, this guy's about to come on. Those two is going to happen. So he gets up. And so me immediately, he comes with all his people. They're coming over here. I'm like, oh, this is already going to be a problem. So I get up, you know. I'm like, what's up? What do you guys want? And then the dude brought me a cake. So it just threw me off. I'm like, you know, I wasn't gonna be a dick either. I'm like, you know what? Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. But it was
like, what the fuck? A cake?
I didn't expect the cake, but it was you know, hats off to them too. There's some good people. You know, it's just but I am very excited to fight them. I don't know if I'm gonna be if I got my own main event, or I'm gonna fight again on a big card. But I think it's like in January 25th or February. So, you know, we're just ready for that too.
Was it a good cake? Turkish cake?
I didn't eat it. No, I didn't eat it. No, not. Bro, you just came out positive with steroids. You think me just cake? Nah, I mean, I
feel they were trying to mess with you at all?
It couldn't have been that, bro. It was the day before the fight. You know, just things happen, and you just got to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? I was just watching my back at the time. I'm not saying he did nothing, but, you know, I'm just not.
But it's a thought in your mind.
I'm not going to take that chance at all.
So you just took the cake and kind of put it to the side?
Yeah, I mean, they came up with their whole crew. They recorded it. You know, we shook hands, and I just left it there for somebody to eat it. I wasn't going to eat it. No.
That's funny, man. So we're here in Mexico, obviously, for the WBC Convention. You are the WBC champion once more. Anthony Dirrell was here as well. Did you get a chance to see him and interact with him?
Yeah, I shook his hand. You know, we just said hello. You know, we went about our way. But I've seen Lomachenko. I've seen Usyk. I've seen Jose Ramirez. I've seen Jermell Charlo too. You know, it's just a blessing, man, to be among greatness and have, you know, just I'm contributing to this event too is just amazing. I never would have thought, you know, when I was 22 years old, I'd have already 2 WBC world titles, and I'm here, you know, amongst the greatest people in boxing right now. So it's just a blessing, and I'm just very grateful for everything, you know, I've had the opportunity to do.
So I spoke to Anthony yesterday, and I want to get your.
What did he say? He wanted a rematch?
Yeah, he did. They say that. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that? He said he wants a rematch really bad. He feels that it was a competitive fight. He did mention what you mentioned earlier, that if it wasn't for the cut, the fight could have been different, and that he felt he was winning the fight up until the stoppage.
But if you've seen the last 2 rounds, I mean, he's entitled to feel how he feels. But if they wouldn't have stopped that fight right there, I would have knocked him out the next round. You know, I was getting close because he was not doing that. It wasn't even about the cut no more. If you seen the last minute of the fight, you know, I was hitting him body shots, uppercuts, jabs. He was running around. So if they wouldn't have stopped the fight there, trust me, I get stronger when I see stuff like that. I grow, and my power gets. You know, it feels like I just get the opportunity, and I'm not going to stop until they either stop the fight or you're on the floor. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's why they should have just let the fight go on, so he wouldn't have said that now. You know what I mean? But I mean, he's entitled to his own opinion. I mean, if we fight again, the same thing's gonna happen.
So he also mentioned something else that I think might get a reaction out of you. He says he feels he exposed you a bit, and he put a blueprint to beat you. And if he had more time, he would have been able to box more and show that.
You should have used his blueprint then. His blueprint didn't work. You know what I mean? He wasn't really even hitting me that much. You know, I mean, what you see, my jab was popping his head back all night. You know, I think I hurt him a lot with the jab. You know what I mean? If that's just what I'm doing with my jab, imagine that was the second half of the fight, and I was doing way better on the second. It's easy to look good in 6 rounds, but to look good the next 6 rounds, you know what I mean? Round 7 to round 12, that's where the real champion, the real heart of a champion comes out. And I took over the second half of the fight and ultimately ended up stopping the fight. So, I mean, if he can think what he wants, when at the end of the day I got the WBC belt, you know, and I'm gonna continue doing what I gotta do, you know. So maybe if we can meet down in the road, you know, in the next year, 2 years, I'll be more than willing to do that. I
know it took a long road for you to get back to this point. Have you had a chance to kind of sit down and kind of like reflect on everything and think like, oh wow, you know, I'm back where I should have been? Yeah,
I'm just more motivated now than ever. You know, even like now, like I'm keeping my weight, you know, lower now. You know, I feel really good. I took at least 3 weeks off, you know, and the whole 3 weeks I've been like, man, I'm trying to get back into the gym already. So I feel like I'm even hungrier now, you know.
Why?
I don't know. You just get to a point, man. You get to a point where you win a title and you just want to show everybody how good you could be. You know what I mean? I'm barely 22 years old, man. I got these people running from me, man, in the freaking ring. I'm stopping these people. I'm knocking these people out. You know, even though they try to say that they get. I've heard like 5 times that people have the blueprint to beat me. You know what I mean? If they have the blueprint to beat me, they should just beat me instead of just losing a fight and then saying, oh, I could beat him after. You know, but I'm just. I feel like I could become that next star, you know what I mean? I feel the way people react to me, you know, I take pictures of everybody, you know, I here, this whole time here, I didn't say no to no pictures, you know what I mean? I've taken pictures of everybody, even at the events, I take pictures of everybody, you know, and I feel like that's the type of fighter, they want a humble fighter, you know, a man of the people, basically, that's what I call myself, I'm the man of the people, and I'm not going nowhere, you know, I'm definitely not going nowhere.
Were you surprised the reaction that you got there when you came out? Because I feel that outside the main event, you got the loudest reaction. I feel you probably even got maybe a loud or the same reaction from them. Yeah. And I remember press row, everybody was like, "Wow!" And it kind of dawned on everybody that you're there, like you're making big strides to getting there.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, man. I'm truly blessed to have the fans I have. You know, I'm very excited, very motivated just to keep putting on these fights, these performances, and doing the best I can, and just showing everybody, not only to my fans, but even to my opponents, to my rivals, that I am the best.
When you look at future fights, obviously everybody talks about the Caleb Plant fight, and I know he sent a tweet or a message on Twitter like about your performance after the fight. Did you get a chance to see that? And how soon do you think we can see that unification between you and him?
I want to make that fight as soon as possible. You know, just to shut his mouth up. You know, at the end of the day, you know, he could say as much as he want. He could tweet as much as he want. You know, I don't pay attention. That's what females do. They just go on just on doing rants like him. I don't do that. You know, I actually get it in the ring. You know, and every time I'm in the ring, I make the people pay for what they say. You know what I mean? So as soon as he's ready to step in the ring, I'm going to be ready to step in the ring. You know what I mean? I am going to come out victorious, and I'm going to come out IBF world title too.
Saunders has a belt, so does Eubank Jr. Do those fights interest you, or the plan is the one that really is the one that's the main motivator right now?
Definitely, yeah. All these people with the belts, you know, it's not even about the belts. It is about the belts, but what I'm trying to say is just the fights that the fans want to see, that's the fights I want to be a part of. At the end of the day, when I retire, I want to be able to call myself the best of my generation, and that's just basically the plan. Whoever my promoters, whoever my people wants to see me fight, whoever my dad, you know, wants to see me fight, that's my job. My job is to become a fighter. Is to be a fighter and a warrior, and that's what we're always gonna be.
We see you move up to light heavyweight pretty soon, you think?
Not soon. Maybe I don't know. My plan is to go up to light heavyweight after I take care of all these fights. You know, I feel like I make weight pretty good. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem making weight. So maybe 3-4 years. You know, in 3 and 4 years, I'm going to be, 26, 27 years old. So, I'm still going to be young, So I have a long time, in this game, and in boxing, in professional boxing. So, I don't know. I'm going to be around for a while.
You're going to be like Canelo is seen as young, but he's a veteran because he's been fighting for so long. So yeah, you're gonna be like one of those rare cases where you're gonna be seen as like a young veteran. Speaking of Canelo, he fights coming up. I'm curious, how do you see that fight? You being a bigger guy and seeing that Canelo's moving up in weight, like what difficulties can be there?
I feel like, Kovalev, he has amazing power, and he has a lot of experience too. But the thing about that is that he has a extremely strong jab. So if he utilizes the jab right, he could give Canelo a lot of problems. He could actually hurt him because this dude has knocked people out with jabs. He's literally knocked people out with jabs. I feel like the only thing that's stopping him from doing amazing in that fight is his training camp. Canelo, he always has amazing training camps and he always looks good, but Kovalev's last fights, it's been a little iffy. But I feel like this is the fight he needed to be as motivated as he needs to be, because a lot of people are counting him out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are counting him out. So at the end of the day, whoever beats Canelo makes history, basically. So I'm pretty sure he wants to go back to to where his home country was, at Russia, the guy that beat Canelo as in history. I'm pretty sure his kids. So I mean, yeah, they both have a lot on the line. In reality, they both have a lot on the line. Canelo on the other hand, he has to get ready for a lot of stuff. He has amazing head movement. But what's going to happen if he gets tired in the later rounds? If he can't stop Kovalev from coming forward. Everybody talks about, Canelo's body shots, his head movements. But what if he can't stop none of Kovalev's offense in the later rounds, when you're tired? All that weight is if you never spar nobody, but if you spar a heavier guy, all that weight puts a toll on you and it gets you tired. And there's no weight clause. There's no, it's not a catch weight and there's no weight clause. So Kovalev could go up as much as he wants. He's going to be hydrated. He's never had a problem making weight. So it's going to be a great fight, man. I'm very excited to see it.
Do you think the first round I want to say the first 3 rounds are probably going to be tell the story of the fight?
See, that's just the thing. I don't know, bro. I really don't know. The closest thing that we could compare this fight to, just by a little bit, is Andre Ward and Kovalev, but only because of how technical Andre Ward was. I feel like Canelo, in my opinion, he's a little bit better than Andre Ward, because I feel like he has more weapons. So there's the variety of stuff that the Canelo could do, but also too there's a variety of stuff that Kovalev could do. It's just going to be an amazing fight, man. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting because of the size, and it's a lot of people brought up if Canelo hasn't been able to stop somebody at 160, what makes you think he could stop somebody at 75? Because a lot of people brought up what you brought up, the body, and then other people be like, well, he's not stopping anybody at 60. What makes you think he could stop somebody to the body at 175?
Yeah. So there's a lot of factors that go into the fight, but I feel like whoever watches that fight, they should just go in there without even picking sides, man. It's just going to be an amazing fight from round 1 to whatever round it ends on. So
your return, you're hoping January, February?
By the end of January or the beginning of February. I'm already going to start training camp. So like I said, man, I'm just having a great time being here. I'm receiving all the love for the fans. Working as hard as I can. Getting all the glory. With my dad. It doesn't get any better than this, and it just doesn't get any better than this, man. I'm very blessed at the end of the day.
You know what I just thought? Canelo has a belt at 168.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
He let it go?
He let it go
with Phil. The belt that he won against Fielding.
Somebody else won it. It was an interim. It was the WBA interim. No, not interim. The regular. But I think he let it go.
That's still considered a belt, right?
No, it is a belt, but I think he vacated it. Yeah, he vacated it. Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. There's a lot of opportunities for me. Not only do I have just both titles, I've won 2 titles already. There's just a lot of opportunities for me. Maybe I could fight, for that that WBA title that Canelo vacated, you know, I could find any other world title holders too, or maybe the big fight that everybody wants is with Canelo. Maybe I could get that, you know. So we just got to stay focused and working hard, and you know, be ready for anything.
You think eventually you and him will cross paths down the road?
I hope so. I mean, I really don't know. I can't tell you. The only thing I could tell you is that my plan is to stay motivated, work hard, and be ready for whoever.
David, man, it's good seeing you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man. Here with David Benavidez. We are in Cancun, Mexico. Wins his belt back again. We'll be back January, February next year.
What's up, guys? Jordan Hardy here, boxing reporter. You don't have to just be a professional fighter to use Victor Conte's Fighter Training Stack. I use it every day when I'm working out in the gym. Stay fit. I'm Jordan Hardy, and I'm snack strong.